Hello and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. We're on the Extinction map and today we're down in the forest, this sunken forest cave, and what I'm looking to do today is to actually build a mech, because I've started to expand out into the tech tier. What I've been doing so far is going around the bases that I've got, putting in tech generators and teleporters to help me get around the map a lot easier. But I'm particularly interested now in trying out the mech. I'm not 100% certain what it actually is. I don't know whether it's like some sort of like power suit that you put on or something completely different. It's just I've heard the hype and seen the like trailers and sort of stuff. So from what I can gather, I mean you can build them in the actual tech replicator, because I saw an engram for it. So it's you get that at level 91. It says it's a level 51 mech it's got reduced stats. So what I've been doing is gathering quite a few resources to be able to build one. So it's needed quite a lot of polymer, black pearl, and so on. So I'm going to build one of these, but one thing I've also noticed is it looks like it's got some modules that you can actually build for it as well. So there's a shield there, a rocket launcher, and a siege cannon. So you get those later down the line. But the one thing I've noticed, it says on there, it's saying like equip a mech with this module. But they're also saying unequipping reduces durability. So it sounds like this is something where you would probably build a mech, attach one of these three things to it, so you'd have one of each. So you'd have one mech that does that one mech that does that, and one mech that does that. I mean, it makes more sense probably for like PvP player than like single player. But what I'm going to do is, I think I'll build one that's got a shield. I mean, it's going to need quite a bit more metal and crystal than I've got, because I've pulled across the materials, so I've got enough to make a mech. I'll probably end up having to use the gachas to get more metal and crystal and what have you. So just before I get started though, I mean, if at any time you find yourself liking the video, then do please click the like button, because that'll help me out a great deal. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content, then yeah, do subscribe. Just remember to click the little bell icon, so that way you'll get notifications for when the new content comes out. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then do please post those in the comment section below. So, as I say, I'm not really sure what the actual mech is or what it does. I mean, it's a big change from from dinos, because normally it's like you tame dinos and you go off and use those to sort of like fight end bosses. But on this map so far, we've had kind of tech creatures, if you will. You know, things like the snow owl, the Velonosaur, and the Managama. So this, whatever this is, it's quite a jump from basically from like the original Dino game. But I've got enough materials here to build one, so I'm gonna get it to craft one there. So whoa, Struth, that was quick. Well, one thing I've noticed actually is the traditional sort of blueprints out there. I've got stuff that I've learned. That still takes quite a while to build, but these new ones for Extinction, they go really, really quick. So right, so we've got an unassembled mech. So let's just see. So if we want to do an right, have I got enough for that one? Right, so I'm going to have to get some more crystal. Wow, I need quite a lot of metal, it seems, as well. Black pearl crystal and metal ingot. Right, so I'm going to need all those. So I'm just going to turn that off for now. I'm just going to jump onto Aussie here, and we're going to, because I don't know what you can do with these mechs. It could be I mean, I can get out of here on foot. So I don't know at this stage what it is, or whether it's something I can get out of here. But you know, maybe like pop in a cryopod, for instance. So right, so okay, so I can't do anything, so I'll put it in the hotbar then. I thought I might have been able to, like, you know, use it, but it didn't let me do that. So if I press that one, ooh, I've tamed a mech. Holy jeez Louise, that thing's big. What the heck? Okay, so it's not alive. I mean, it's not going to follow me anywhere. Okay, so what can I do with it then? So it's got some health, it's got some stamina, it's got right, modules. So it's got a slot for a module, right? Weight, melee, movement speed. So I'll have to get it some XP to see if this is something that you can improve. So it's not like unautomated, if you will. I mean I'm trying to get it to follow me, and it's not doing it. It's moving around like, but it won't follow me. So I think that idea of maybe having like 3 of these, you know, to fight, say, like an orbital supply drop or something. It sounds like it's like probably like 1 per person then. So that could be a bit of a bummer. So it looks like it's got a big massive sword of some type. Presumably some sort of energy weapon. That's a gun. That looks like a gun, like a little handgun. Right, so I can ride it, so... Ooh. Right, so what's that? Mech cockpit. Alright, so it's health, stamina, weight, so what is it? It doesn't say what it uses. I mean... Oh, so I can move about quite quick. Right, so that's sprint. Actually, I'm just gonna get out of here because I've just noticed these gatches have been dropping more metal for me. I can get a lot of metal quite quickly just by getting the these named crystals. They come out usually with quite a lot of polymer and a lot of metal as well. So I'm just gonna pick these up first. I want to pass up an opportunity that's there. I mean, all I've been doing is I've just been feeding these tons of stone so I could get more metal. But it's they pop out about 30 metal per crystal. I mean, they're eating owl pellets, they're feeding off stone, but they're every so often I'll get a named crystal, and then I can just basically break that down, and I'll get tons of metal and polymer. Right, so let's see. So we'll go over to here. So primary attack. Oh, the primary attack's with a sword. Oh. Ah, right. Oh, that's interesting. So I've got to hold down the right button and then fire with the left button. So I'll aim and fire with the left button. Okay, fair enough. So how much health have you got? Got about 14,000 health. Fuel's gone down. So let's see. So if I... Okay, so the primary attack uses the sword, and that's consuming stamina. If I sprint, that consumes stamina. Question is, what's the fuel? So if I use the gun, it consumes fuel. Okay, but the fuel's going down, so I've got to give it something to give it fuel, right? Okay, so C. Nothing happens with a C. So if I jump, oh, it's kind of like a thrusters. So, oh right, oh wow, I can. Oh right, so it's got some sort of like overheat. So you've got to be mindful of that overheat. It was consuming a lot of heat, or rather, it's overheating if you fly around with those thrusters. So you can jump up in the air. I mean, I just jumped up there with a space bar and it jumped into the air. If I kept it held down, I could then move around. So it's kind of similar to the tech armor by the looks of it. So I'm going to hedge my bets and say this is either going to need element or element shards. So I'm going to just nip over to Aussie here. We'll get some element and some element shards and see what we can get out of that thing then. So it's kind of like a... I wouldn't say it's like a mechanical dino per se. It's a... It's like You know, it's like some sort of like power armor sort of thing. Element and shards, where have I put you? Right, so I'll get that and get some shards. While I'm here, I'll just break this lot up because I need the I'm going to need a lot of metal. Just put that in there. So I can smelt that down. Right, what I don't care about, I'm going here. Don't want that, don't want that. Well, don't need these either. Just check, take the cemented paste out. Right, I'll grind that all. I've been making some vaults. I was starting around a storage space, so I've now got 2 vaults in here. Right, so I've got element and I've got shards. So we'll see which if any. I mean, I suspect it'll probably want the element more than anything, but you never know. I shall try both because I can get plenty of element shards. Are plentiful. I can get lots of those off the orbital supply drops, but we shall see. Right, so you've cooled down. So as I say, like if I jump into the air, I can maneuver around, but it's consuming. Well, it's generating heat. Right, so if I give you some element shards, and I use the gun here, I think there was something moving around over here. Oh, there's a Therizino. This could go like extremely wrong in a short space of time. Right, so. Oh, hello. Oh, wow. I can't hit you. This is no good. If I can't hit you, I can shoot you, but I can't hit you with a sword. Oh, yes I can. Oh, wow. It's apparently destroying everything with that sword. Wow, the fuel's gone down quite a lot there. So I think you've got to be quite a distance. I mean, maybe it might be better if what happens if I go into first person? Anyway, right, so fuel's gone down, so let's see, so I had 439, so wow, that goes down quite a lot. So that has made a heap of the difference. So 45. Hang on a minute. Now that's a thought. Maybe it runs out of fuel. Maybe I've got to get it to run out of fuel before it'll use something. So let's try that then. Right, so it fires 3 straight up. There you go. Put element in the mech's inventory. Right, okay, so that's what I've got to do then. So it was firing off 3 rounds. Right, okay, so as soon as I right click to use it, it's refilled, so that's okay. So it's, where was that Therizino? There's a Therizino wandering around here somewhere. It'll be interesting to see what that's like, because normally on the back of a dino you can get, these things can tear you to bits. Oh, there's a thought, it doesn't harvest, does it? Right, so what are you like? 545 we're hitting you for. Right, so if anything that's up close, yeah, anything that's up close, it looks like I can't hit it with a sword, so it always pays to try and keep my distance. Okay. So interesting. Let's go and see what else we can take on. So that's just a kind of a quick burst to jump somewhere. Let's see what I can get with this chalice. So I'll target that. 3, so that's about 200 odd. Oh, so I don't get affected by the chalice. That's all right then. And I can't harvest anything though. But the fuel's going down pretty quickly there. So it doesn't look as though I got hurt, which makes sense because I'm in a mechanized suit here. So I suppose the things to bear in mind are that you're going to consume fuel pretty quickly if you use that gun or if you jump about. So I can't seem to get higher than that. I can jump to a certain height. Yeah, and then I can maneuver on thrusters, but I can't. I can only get so high, unless maybe it's the ceiling. I don't know. So the $64 million question now is actually getting this out of here. So from what I can tell, and so I mean, it seems kind of good. I mean, you've got this big sword that you've got, and that'll just consume stamina. I mean, it hits okay. So does it take damage? No, it doesn't take full damage. And I wouldn't expect it to harvest anything, but it does damage things. So like, it trashes the trees and whatever and stone. Let's have a look. I just want to get it back to base because it's. Just double check that. Ah, right, so maneuvering doesn't use up fuel. I thought it did. Or if it does, it uses up quite. So I'm just keeping my eye on that fuel. See, it is doing not that much. Most of the losses to the gun. Yeah, you lose quite a lot of element to when you use the gun. I'm just gonna get off this and get those crystals because I'm gonna need a lot more to. I'll need a lot more metal, polymer, crystal, and all sorts to. Oh, I saw something there. Because I want to build a shield. I want to see for that particular one, my first one. I want to try and see what it's like when it's got a shield. It's going to be one of these things. I think you're going to have different ones with different modules. Otherwise, if you take the module back off, it's going to get damaged, and I don't know if I can repair it. Is there any other options that you've got? Oh, enable auto repair. Ah, so you can get it to repair itself. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So if it gets damaged, then you can get it. Well, I suppose it's kind of like similar to a dino. It would just like eat food and then. I wonder about element dust. I wonder if I gave it element dust as opposed. I mean, it didn't seem to be interested in shards. I mean, so far it looks like you just got to give it element to do anything. Pity really, because I mean the generator will take. I mean, I'm just using element shards on the tech generator. So you can use either or on that tech generator. That was it. I wanted some element dust. Kind of get lost in thought there. Right, so that's in that one there. So I'll take some of them. Actually, I need to get the metal in here. So nothing interesting there really. Right, let's go and see if I can get it to eat element dust out of curiosity. I mean, I know it's specifically asked for element. It's always worth trying. Right, come on. Oh, that's a thought. Can I, wonder if I can put that in a cryopod? Can I carry it around? It's a bit of a bummer that, because it means you've got to go. Like, for me to get this to the surface would take forever by the looks of it. I mean, I can get it up there and I can probably teleport with it. I'm just... No. Oh! Ah, right. So if I pointed at its foot... Ooh. So if I pointed at its foot... Ah ha ha ha! Yeah, that's good, that. And so, basically I can carry it around in a cryopod. Oh, that's rootin' tootin' handy, that is. Right, so... What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to see... Let's see if I can build a module for it. Because I'm quite interested in testing modules. So, what do I need for that one? I'm assuming I'm going to need a lot more crystal, to be honest. Right, so I need more black pearl and crystal. Right, I'm going to pause the video, get the resources that I need, and then I'll bring you back once I've got them. Okay, so I've managed to get the resources together. Not too particularly difficult, because it's just a case of just feeding those gachas, and there's more to do with the loot that produced that gives me better results. But I mean that's just an absolute corker of a shotgun they've just given me. I mean, I was quite excited by this one. I just hoped like a 200 and something went out with this 358, and I thought, wow, that's brilliant. Now I've got this one. It's a 543 with 2,800 durability. I mean, that's even way better than that one. Just makes you wonder, like what wildcard had in mind. But anyway, I'm going to pull the resources over there. So I've already got them. Turn that on. Okay, so that took a bit longer to build compared to the actual mech. So turn you off. Now that one, I want to try that one. Now that needs, so I need more crystal for that one. I think that needs, I think they both need ammunition. So 95, so 95 and 97. Yeah, so the rocket pods aren't so bad. If you look at the requirements of those aren't too bad. I don't know if it'll build... Oh, it gives you containing 16 fire rockets. Wow. Now that's a siege cannon. Now that one's similar. So the ammo doesn't take like the normal tech crafting resources. It's just the actual module itself does. And a large artillery shell. That's true. Right, so oh dear, I can't move. Whoa, 200. It weighs 200. Right, okay. Let's pop this thing back out then. I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna have to put it on that. There's no way I'm gonna be able to carry that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not carrying that much because I put a load of the element and what have you back in the back in storage, but. Hang on a minute. 273. Oh yeah, I've only got enough for 4. God. Right. Right. So let me put these in there for now, and I shall slowly creep over to you. We shall give you that. Right, so if we get onto you now, alright, so it's now got a shield module. Ah, right, so that's what the C key does. So the C key builds a shield. So it says I'm inside the mech shield. Now now what happens with this? So that generates, so having that shield on generates heat. I wasn't paying attention to the fuel actually. I should have done. So at least I know what the C key does anyway. So if I wanted to test the dust. I mean I don't think it'll work, but it's worth a try. It's the left hand side one, so I'll get some dust. Get some. I mean, I think what I'll do is I might. I'm gonna have to get some more. Some vein. I'm gonna have to go out and attack more veins to get more stuff for this thing. So I'll give you some. Well, I'll give you the dust. The shield's kind of odd because I would have thought that the shield would have. Ah, right. So it says not enough fuel. So it's definitely It's definitely elements the only option then. But it's an odd shield. I would have thought that the shield would have been generated around you and it would have moved with you, but it clearly doesn't. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I want to take this this beastie up to the surface. I want to see what it's like. So I'll bring you back in a short while. Okay, so we're on the surface now. It's kind of odd, but I've noticed it says XP 0 of 10, so that would normally be the first level. The shield has gone down. So, I mean, I've used it a bit, so obviously it wears out, so I don't know whether it'll refuel or not, but it needs repairs. See, it's showing me up on the, you know, just on the, like the hovering above it shows you how much it would need, and you'd have to repair it at the tech replicator. But I don't know if the mech itself's repairable. I don't know if I'm particularly keen to find out, quite frankly. But it's a bit disappointing. I mean, there's no... Oh wow, it even knocks things down just walking past them. It's a bit disappointing that it doesn't like gain any XP. So you can't improve it. You've just got what you've got, and that's it. End of story. So that's a pity. Oh. Okay. We won't ask. Right. So even though I'm in this mech armor, I'm still subject to the conditions outside, which is a bit odd. So that's a pity. I would have thought like something like that would have like protected you. So let's see if this corrupted trike will come after me. Yeah, it does. So things still attack me. Ooh. I think it's slightly better in first person. How was that? I mean, I had a raptor came after me. Yeah, so it's kind of odd that, you know, you'd get like something like a Carno would actually come after you. I mean, you look at the size of this thing, and it just seems kind of odd that, you know, a dinosaur like that would come after you. Actually, I was talking about the repair there. I just forgot. It's got a. I've got what is it? Auto repair turned on. By default, it looks to be turned off, so I've got it. I turned it on, so it should repair itself. But by the looks of it, the shield will at some point will wear out. So just having a look to see if there's like maybe a vein or something I can try and protect. I mean, it's interesting to get around. I mean, all I'm consuming is just stamina. And that's a thought. I'm not seeing any signs of like how it gets that, or, you know, how that stamina's... I mean, the stamina depletes, but I'm not seeing any way in which it then gets restored. Because, you know, like, I mean, a dino eats food. I think it's the enforcers that replenish their energy store through elemental dust. Just gonna try and have a look. I'm more keen to sort of like try and go for a vein than an orbital supply drop, because I really need some element, to be honest. So I tell you what, I'm gonna have a look around and see if I can find a vein, and then I'll bring you back. Well, I've been spending absolutely ages. I found a 10k node, and it's just kind of crossed my mind. I mean, this thing's gonna basically trash the place. It's like, oh, drat! I never thought about that. So I'm going to have to be extremely careful. The trouble is it'll trash the veins. So I'm going to be kind of limited in what I can do, to be honest. But I'm going to have a try. The one thing I've noticed actually was that Aussie there had a like a sort of like a blueprint, if you will, for the saddle. I mentioned that in a previous video where there's some sort of bug. I've had it on the island. Now his saddle was more of a blueprint. You couldn't take it off, and it looked pretty much like a blueprint. But when I popped him out of the cryopod, I was quite lucky actually, because I was out looking for stuff, looking for a node, and I popped him out of the cryopod after putting this one inside of one, only to find there was no saddle. And I haven't noticed that before, because this is the first time I've come across these cryopods. So it was a case of, if you run into that bug, be aware that you'll lose your saddle. I had to literally walk all the way back to the base to create a new saddle. So that was kind of awkward, but I was quite lucky, because otherwise it could have gone really bad. Right, so let's do a bit of clearing here. I think it's a relatively high tech. It was a tech Rex. The one thing I've noticed with this shield is it seems to wear out over time. Let's give you that. Then you can recharge, because if I can find it again. See there, that's how much durability is left on this thing. So it does make a difference whether you take it off or whether you use it. It's gonna wear out. But I quite like this sword. It'll do quite a lot of damage. I think I've just got to be mindful, because this thing's gonna trash one of these nodes. So I might have to resort to just the gun, or at least try and drag things out of the area. I mean, I can trash the rocks. I can do anything. So I must be able to trash the actual veins as well. So I think if you're gonna tackle things like these veins, or even the orbital supply drops, it might be better. I mean, you're either going to need a lot of element to be able to then use the gun. Because if I swing around with this sword, I'm going to take quite a lot of nodes out with it. So ideally I want to be able to kill anything that's around at a good distance. I don't want them coming up and attacking here if I can help it. I've got a good, pretty good view. But I'm going to be up against things like dillos, raptors. They're all little things. So hopefully I can catch them before they actually get to the veins. Come on, where are you? You're out and about somewhere. Is that a saber-tooth? So where are these things? They must be here, surely. Oh, it's down there. This is quite amusing actually, because I'm so high up here I'm not even noticing that this is like a saber-tooth attacking me. Right, I'm going to have to be really careful, because if I try and kill this thing with the sword, I'll damage the node. Yeah, I'm taking the nodes out. Drat, this is not practical at all. I'm taking the node out. Oh, no. Oh, it would have been better if I had something that, you know, like another. Oh, for crying out loud! I need to be able to swing at you. I can't see it because it's too close. Well, this is a bit impractical. Yeah, you've got to be able to take them out at a distance. But this is going to be completely impractical now then. I mean, if I've got to take these things out... I mean, I'm just destroying the node anyway. I mean, what's the point? I mean, I'm doing more damage than the bloomin' the actual dinos are. Oh, this is just crazy. I mean, I could use the shield, I suppose, to protect it, but I mean, there's going to be nothing left of this thing anyway. I mean, if any of them come near the, if any of these things come anywhere near this, central node, I mean, I'm stuffed. I can't use my spyglass. Oh, this is just crazy. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to keep on giving it a try. I mean, at least I know. I mean, at least I know that obviously by the looks of it, defending a node like this is it's just not practical. Not with one of these things. I'm causing more damage than the blooming dinosaurs are. But I'll keep making a go of it, and then I'll bring you back later on. Well, I mean, we seem to be getting somewhere here. So out of curiosity, I'm just going to see what the shield's like. I mean, I seem to be doing better if I use the sword than if I use the gun. Well, that's interesting because this pteranodons are still getting through. So I've got the shield up, and things are still getting through. So I'm not sure what benefit the shield. I'll have to have a read of the description because I'm not sure what benefit the shield brings. Because I would have thought it was supposed to keep things out, quite frankly. I mean, I don't know if it's reducing the damage or something, or it's certainly not stopping things getting in. I mean, I can see there's a heat build-up. Not particularly using up a lot of fuel, but there's a slow heat build-up. My assumption was that the shield would keep things out, but maybe not. How many of them are left? So I'm not seeing any. Oh no, this is interesting. This is kind of like the enforcer, in that I can't jump out a particular side. I seem to be just jumping out and then going straight down. So there's 4 left. We're on wave 4. Right, I think I'll turn that off. Yeah, the trouble is I'm causing damage. Probably more so than the actual dinosaurs are. Just says it's a large deployable dome shield. Doesn't say what it does. I mean, all I'm seeing is a wonderful... Oh, there you go. What's that? I noticed that. That's strange. Have you noticed the little strange markings around the Stegosaurus there? And the gas bags has got it as well. I noticed it on some of the dinos. Maybe it slows them down or something. But I mean, the durability is on 2508, so it does affect. I mean, every time you use it, you're consuming. I suppose, well, you're causing wear and tear on it. Well, anyway, I'm going to keep persevering because I think I might actually get this done. So that's not as bad as I thought. But I'll bring you back in a short while. Well, that sucks. It said the element vein was protected, but then it just totally obliterated. So I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah. I think the conclusion is these things are just not practical for for that sort of purpose, because they just mete out so much damage. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna head back to the city. Not to the city, to the forest, because I'm gonna see if I can make any of the other modules so I can see what they're like. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I went back to the forest. We've now got a rocket launcher on. I want to see what this thing's like in comparison. Because we've got, I took that off, and the durability just, it's really, really low. I mean, you take damage just using it. Just clear these out a bit. I'm just going to try, I want to try it on this Bronto, to be honest. So as far as I'm aware, the shield I had to press the C key to use it, use the shield. So this is a rocket launcher, so durability is showing 5,000. So I've got one rocket pod, so let's see what effect that has. Okay, that kind of sucked. I would have assumed I would have targeted something, but yeah, that sucks. What was that supposed to have attacked? Okay, well, that sucked. I assume, presumably, just attacks anything in close proximity. Right, well, fair enough. So I'll take that off. Yeah, so as soon as I've taken it off, I mean, it's dropped by about 1200 in terms of its durability. Its health's going back up, so that's a good sign. So right, next thing I'll do is I'll put this on. Whoa, Struth. Okay, so see if I can I target something this time? Oh! Right, okay, so I get like I get a targeting scanner. Okay, so I've got to come out of that. If I want to reposition, I've got to come out. So it kind of leaves you vulnerable because you've got to stuck with all you can do is target. So let's try that again. So, oh no, blooming raptors, go away. Right, so let me try that again. Right, so if I target that with, so presumably I'll just use the primary attack key. So, oh, I've got to build it up. Whoa, that is brutal. It did so like 4,500 damage, then another 1,500. It's a pity you can't like harvest anything. So that's interesting. So I think that swarm thing, it just seems to, I get the impression it just attacks anything within range. Let's just go back. I'll see what was it, level 95. So yeah, I think it just attacks anything within range. Oh, fair enough. Whereas that, it's a direct well, it's not like a missile attack really. I mean, it says it's like a siege cannon with a shell. I mean, that was just like a bazooka sort of thing, really. That was pretty lethal, that. Oh, I was trying to zoom in there to see if I could see my character in there somewhere, maybe. So it's definitely interesting, this mech. I mean, from what I gather, you can get better blueprints. I mean, this one's just like the basic level 51. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it hands out quite a lot of damage. I mean, 545 with a sword. I mean, its gun's doing. There's about 3 shots of 421. versus like one sword shot at 545. And you just got to have the element there. So if you want to use the gun, or if you want to so like move around using the thrusters, then you've got to have element. I'm curious because I've noticed the icons talk about harsh conditions there. Now where I'm out in the sulfur area, but I'm not, as far as I can tell, I'm not suffering. Oh, now I am, yeah. I was being optimistic there. I thought maybe I wasn't going to suffer from heat damage, but I am. So quite, I mean, I must admit, I do like it. Go away. Oh, hang on. What happened there? So I do like this, I must admit. It's an interesting sort of like addition. But I can't see me using it for on its own, like for like say like orbital supply drops or for defending the element veins, because it just does too much damage. If you've got anything that's suddenly gone up against the say like the orbital supply drop, or it's attacking the veins, you can't really hit them without causing, you know, damage yourself, and it does quite a lot of damage. So you still need dinos. I mean, that siege cannon thing, that's brutal, the amount of damage that thing did. But yeah, I mean, it's good fun, I must admit. I mean, it hands out quite a lot of damage here. I mean, at this stage, all I'm using up is the stamina. I mean, it's like complete overkill, I think. I mean, it's just trashing everything around. It's just absolutely brutal. It's just a pity though that you can't level it. It doesn't gain experience. So it's like it's a one-off thing. It's like that's it, you know. I've built it. We're done with it. I mean, by default, it doesn't repair itself, but that appears to be what you have to do. If you want to fix it, you've got to enable that auto repair feature. And these little modules that you get, I think you can repair them at the tech replicator, it says. So it's pretty much the same sort of ingredients that was used to build it in the first place. But I think it'd be a case of probably like a one-off where you'd build it. You'd build like a mech with a specific module and just stick with that module. It's interesting that one didn't lose durability. That one didn't until I took it off, but I think that one did when I was using it. I'm pretty sure that the durability on that started to drop every time I used it. But it would be definitely good for, like, I think for PvP. I mean, it might be interesting to see what it's like on, like, say like on the end boss fights maybe. Be interesting to get a comparison of that, for instance. Actually, I need to be heading in that direction. But anyway, I mean, it's been good fun. I mean, I do quite like this mech. It's I mean, it moves around quite a bit. As I say, it's just a real shame you can't level it. But I suppose, like, if you could do, I mean, it would get even more like overpowered. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, then do please leave a like. That'll help me out a great deal. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more content, then yeah, subscribe, and just remember to click the little bell icon so that way you get the notifications. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then do please post those in the comment section below. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Bye.